All right, so let's talk about model organization. So we've put together all these things in our groups, and now we need to start using layers. And the good news is that I've developed an entire system of layering in SketchUp, layering and model organization that really all works with the template. And again, all of this is covered 100% in my book, The SketchUp Workflow for Architecture. So take a look at our layers here. We have architectural layers. Those are tangible objects. Walls, windows, doors, roof. And then we have conceptual layers as well. So those are more like adjectives that describe our architectural layers, and we'll get into that. And then site, those are similar to the architectural layers, except involves the site entities. So in the book, here's a screenshot of it, or a page in my book. We have all kinds of model organization diagrams explaining how to group things and how to layer things. So not only do I provide all of the layers, but definitely explain completely how to use those layers in groups. All right, so first thing I like to do, and let me comment too on this default template. This is available at SketchUpExchange.com. In the forum, you can download my default template, and that default template definitely has all of the utility scenes all set up and all of your layers, and also a bunch of styles that you're going to need too. So that's a pretty valuable tool. But what I like to do is, without getting into full descriptions of all my utility scenes, let's just go with a layer state of all off. So what that does is it toggles all of my layers off. You can see everything's turned off right now. So that way it makes it kind of easy for me to go through and layer my model, because as I do, each thing is going to be checked off the list. So what I need is to have, we're just going to go to our entity info, and we're going to set this to roof. We're going to set the door, for now, we're going to put that on doors, because we only have one door. We'll add more later. Our windows, we need to select all of those, and this is critical, that you use a group. So rather than applying a layer to each one of these, we put them in a group or a container, and then assign that layer to the group. That way, we don't have to worry about assigning a layer to each individual object. We can just open the container, add some windows, and it all automatically has the correct layer applied to it. All right, so now there's those, and then we have down low, we have our floors, and then here we have interior walls and exterior walls. So what we need to do here is take these two and make them a group, and then we're going to set this to be on our walls. All right, so now let's turn everything back on. Just click on, all of our layers turn on, and I'm going to hide my roof for just a moment. This is where it gets a little more complex. We have another level of organization, because we want to differentiate our exterior walls from our interior walls. So this group is on the layer architectural walls, and when I go inside of there, and I'm going to hide the rest of my model with my Control-H keyboard shortcut, we have these two groups. We have interior and exterior. So the exterior is going to be on our conceptual exterior, and the interior is going to be on our conceptual interior. That's going to give us that switch that allows us to control whether we're looking at interior or exterior. So check that out. If I unhide everything, now we can look at our interior, we can look at our exterior, and you can go all on, off. Site not quite set up, but that's a really slick tool to have that set up, so you can work on the inside of your model and then work on the outside of the model. And you can see how the interior walls are turned off, floors are turned off. So those layer states are definitely adjustable, but they're already set up for you. So we've got our model organized, but we have another conceptual layer that we need to address. And that is the fact that doors do not render properly when sliced with a section cut. So a door would typically have a door with an arc for a swing. So any entity that does not render properly in plan, for instance doors or upper cabinets, things like that, we need to add a 2D graphic and assign the door to the 3D object. So I'm going to go inside of my door component, I'm going to make this a group, and then I'm going to draw my 2D graphic. So I'll just draw my arc with a line and a line here, and I'll use my eraser tool, clean that up, and make a copy of this at 1.5 inches. And then let's go down here and I can just kind of cap this off. Actually, I could even just do this. There. Okay, and then this is going to be a group, and we need to further just clean up that one last piece there. Okay, so now what we're looking at is inside of our door component, we have a 3D object and we have a 2D graphic. So that way, when we render our door in plan, it's going to look like a door. The windows typically, well, when you build them like this, they do slice correctly, and if you want to have a lot of detail to your window, if you're creating photoreal renderings based on or from this model, then it's a good idea to have your detailed window and just give it a 2D graphic. But for this example, these windows do slice real nice and clean. All right, so then we'll just unhide all. All right, so now our model is pretty organized now. Let's see, all on, let's just verify we've got our floors, our walls, and our roof. And I think we're pretty much ready to go for creating some scenes. So definitely check out the next video, and we're going to create our scenes where we get ready to basically build our drawings in LayOut and create our construction documents.